Having trouble coordinating your team? Want to lead the charge and put the round in your own hands? Hello ProGuides family and welcome back to another awesome video. My name is Trey and I want to go over some solo plays that will help you win rounds solely by yourself. Even though most of the time you want to try and communicate with your team and set up a play, team play just sometimes doesn't work out. In those instances, you have to rely on yourself to make something happen. It's better to go down swinging than just watching, right? After you finish watching this video, hopefully you're able to put the team on your back for a few rounds and get those crucial wins. With that said, let's get into our question of the day. For our question of the day, I want to ask you guys what agent you guys would choose when you want to just have fun. For me, I really like playing Reyna as she turns the game into a kind of deathmatch for me. All you have to do is focus on running in and getting kills, and after you can choose to E away or overheal with Devour after a kill. The way she can snowball with her ultimate is really crazy. I also love the laugh she does after her Devour finishes in Empress. It's the joyous sound of a demon finishing their prey. Lovely. Let me know what agents are the most fun for you guys in the comments below. Into the video we go, and the first one up is Valorant's poster girl Jett. Jett has been raising chaos recently with more and more people being aware of how crazy she can make things with her dash plus updraft. Something that has been tearing up Valorant is getting the judge even on full buy rounds. With her insane mobility, Jett can dash into a narrow area and updraft landing on the opponent while firing the judge at them. The judge's accuracy in air is actually a little broken and I believe it does need some fixing, but right now you should abuse this while you can. Examples of good places to dash in are Bind U-Haul and Haven Garage. Dashing past your opponent is very nice as you force them to do a 180 and normally they'll miss their shot. After you get the kill, you can throw down some quick smokes and trade out your weapon for theirs if they do have the better weapon. You're basically playing gun game as Jett if you know what that is. Jett is extremely good at getting close and personal with shotguns and with her knives, which she could use as a shotgun as well. Of course, you always have the option of using operators too, which is what Jett is known for. With her powerful mobility, she can peek very dangerous angles and even through smoke before getting a pick and dashing back. Always try to abuse her mobility as much as you can in your matches, as we'll probably expect some kind of nerf in the future to her dash or to shotties. Next up is Renes, and she's amazing for her potent damage with her abilities. She's great for solo stopping pushes with pure raw damage output. Her boombot will be our main focus here as that gives tons of information and also acts as very good bait. On the defensive end, she has great scouting potential with the boombot initially. Send the boombot out and get ready to peek if you hear it being alerted. Normally you want to peek the instant you hear the sound when it detects an enemy. You have a big window of opportunity to shoot them while they're shooting your boombot. If your boombot gets shot at 2+ people, try to land a fat nade that does a lot of damage and peek alongside with your paint shell. If you're getting rushed down by the whole enemy team, remember to use your satchel packs while running away to do as much damage as you can to soften them up before you commit to the firefight. If you detect nobody with the boombot, it's normally a pretty good time to push up slowly and flank the enemy. Renes is extremely good at prodding areas for information with her boombot and then taking fights with her DPS focus abilities. For Breach, he's best known for setting up his teammates, but he can also set himself up as well. If your team really doesn't like pressing W, you have to do it yourself sometimes. One thing that's really amazing to do as Breach is to double flash when peeking or going into sight. On attacking, I really like double flashing to guarantee the enemy is going to be blind or backed off. An example would be going into Haven Garage. Enemies normally don't expect 2 flashes back to back. In higher elos, players will be able to dodge the breach flash due to the sound cue, but the second one will completely throw them off because they're expecting your team to push after the first one. If you're in an elo below plat, 1 flash is probably enough, but you never know. This double flash is a great strategy for taking control of important areas and pushing into bomb sites. Of course, if you're really looking for a true solo play, Rolling Thunder is a great ultimate for that. One tip I have for that is to send your team on the opposite site and for you to Rolling Thunder a site by yourself. Normally Rolling Thunder will draw rotations very quickly, so it's very good for setting up fakes. And next up is Omen. Omen is honestly a master of solo plays. One good paranoia can completely turn around, so let's focus on that. When you hit a paranoia on an enemy, they are nearsighted and make it harder to hear audio. If you land the paranoia, you can shadow step to somewhere to shoot enemies at an unexpected spot. An example would be like Ascend A main. You walk up, paranoia, and shadow step up the wall to peek over. It'll net you a bunch of kills if they're there and blinded by the paranoia. This works in so many spots, so try to learn some good paranoia into shadow step spots for the future. Paranoia is also great on defense during a push, so remember to paranoia when they're pushing in somewhere like Haven C Long. This ability is amazing stopping full 5-man pushes in their tracks. Learn to use this ability properly and enemies will be very scared pushing onto your site. And for Brimstone, Brimstone is not much of a solo player as his utility normally sets up team pushes, but with his ultimate he can actually solo take sites by himself on attack. I like to pair up his Orbital Strike and Molly to clear out normal common hiding spots for defenders. On Haven C, you can Orbital Strike back platform and Molly out behind the default box. Paired with a smoke in garage and defender spawn, you have a pretty good take by yourself with your ultimate and Molly clearing out like 2/3 of the site. Also remember to stim beacon yourself if you can. That thing is pretty underrated and people normally tend to forget it exists. The duelist Phoenix is up next and he's a great choice for solo plays. For Phoenix, I'd highly advise to learn how to use your flame wall properly. Learning spots to flame wall allows you to get up close and personal with the enemy, giving you a better chance of killing them. A great play you see a lot of high level players do is to wall to get closer, maybe on a site, and then flash through the wall and try to get kills. This is a great little trick as people like holding the flame wall. With a curveball through the flame wall, you'll be getting a lot of flash enemies that are easy to kill and will open up sites for your team. And moving on up, it's Sage. Same as Brimstone, Sage is not exactly the best playmaker in the game. Even though her utility is amazing in other aspects, it's not as great in the offensive department. What you can do as Sage though, is to boost yourself up to off angles or headshot angles that will catch the opponents off guard. There are a lot of areas, both on attacking and defending side, that have fantastic boost spots that can yield a lot of results. On attacking, Bind A Short and Haven A Short have some really great boost spots that will help peer into sight, giving you some really great pick potential. On defending, something like Inside Haven B and Split Mid are very good. Just remember, don't do it too often or enemies will catch on and kill you. For our Russian hunter Silva, mainly his plays revolve around his ability to gather info to get a pick for his team. A lot of surfaces are wall bangable in Valorant, so use that to your advantage. With a good recon dart, don't be afraid to spam those walls to do some damage or maybe even get a kill. Obviously, in addition, if you see them with recon dart or owl drone, anytime your ultimate is up, you should try and pop that to get a kill or at least do some nice damage. Hunter's Fury is a great tool for getting picks on either side. On defense, ulting narrow corridors like Bind A Short or Haven C Long when enemies are pushing in are bound to net you some kills. For Viper is a bit more nuanced in a lot of situations as she usually has a bunch of smoke surrounding her with her Poison Orb and Toxic Screen. As Viper, on attack, focus on getting good Toxic Screens and walking up to forward positions similar to Phoenix, but you just won't have a flash. A good example I would like to give would be like on Split when you use Toxic Screen to block out mill and vent rooms so defenders can't see mid. You could use that screen to walk up and drop it to get a surprise kill as people normally won't expect you to be that close so fast near mid. Also, a good trick to do with the Viper wall in any situation is to put it up for 1 second and instantly drop it. You might catch a lot of enemies with their pants down behind your wall for a free kill. It usually works like a charm. Next up is Cypher, and Cypher is an amazing solo queue agent. Due to his information gathering and strong defensive potential, he's really great at making solo plays. Something you can always do on defense after setting up your tripwires is to cam out aggressively to see if anybody is around in the area. If you see nobody, you might be able to walk and push out and begin your flank. His camera is really strong, but again, you can't do this every round. If they hear your camera, they'll turn their attention towards your direction. If they begin catching on to what you do, start switching it up, such as just straight up dry peeking. That might even surprise them. Also set up a cyber cage underneath you to try and get a kill and then pop the cage and fall back. Even if it doesn't work out and you die, you'll still have your trapwires to watch the push out just in case. For the agent that I think is the most fun, Reyna is a one-woman wrecking crew as she has the highest 1v5 potential in the game. One thing I love doing on Reyna on offense is similar to Breach, I like to double leer onto site and run in. This makes it very hard for opponents to hold angles when you're running in. If you can happen to get that first kill, you can instantly use your dismiss and reposition to a deeper spot on site while you wait for your teammates to get in. Reyna is extremely capable of snowballing with just one kill either from a big overheal or a good reposition with her dismiss. And last but not least, it's Killjoy. Killjoy is extremely good at gathering information as well as playing post plant. Her playstyle is very similar to Cypher. On offense, something you can do is to learn to place your turret aggressively in a good spot before you run in. An example would be on Bind A Short, where you can put your turret on double boxes and wait a bit before you run in. Paired with a few smokes, the turret will control a lot of area as the distance it covers is very far. By doing so, you'll get a nice plant and you can begin to place your nanoswarm on the spike to secure the round. If you also do have lockdown, that'll help flush opponents out of their hiding spots to give you a free sight if placed properly. And that'll be it for our solo play video. We know how much teams can be frustrating to work with, and sometimes team play just doesn't cut it. We hope you took away something from this video and now know how to sometimes give your team the spark they need to help win the round. Of course, try not to be predictable and do the same thing every round. That just doesn't work. Try to switch it up and you'll see great results. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, and subscribe for future great content. It's been fun, guys. It's me, Stray, and I'll be signing out. Much love.